Well, while we were sleeping, apparently, it's
Logan's joined the sweep team.
Oh,
Look
well,
at all
welcome
this.
to our
Holy
sweep
crap.
team, Logan. Hello, hello, hello. So how, goodness gracious, do I have to scroll up? Have we got any more? I think we might have to. There's a ton of people here.
No, probably started with Sean, I would say. Sean and Gilda are
okay,
usually
yeah,
there
okay.
first.
So we got Sean, Gilda, Geraldine.
Hello from the top of the mountain.
Savannah, Anna,
Hi, Wendy.
Helena.
Happy solar eclipse.
Jess is up a mountain in Watertown.
Yep, she's waiting. She's there in place of totality. All right.
A little while yet.
So we all know that we've been talking about today for a while, right? And we all know that there's been some really wild things happening. The as above, so below business, right? People who are around us all the time are already bored about hearing how the astrology class predicted the earthquake, and there's just all kinds of crazy things going on. So when you look at today's astrology, everything is in Pisces, Aries, Taurus, pretty much. It's all happening in one spot. So that means it's also all happening in maybe 2 to 3 houses in your natal chart, right?
So it's a little condensed and skewed, isn't it?
It's very condensed, and things are intense because when planets come together, they act as one.
There is an intensity. You can like almost play the sinews of the population's neck right now.
Right?
There's so much tension, I think.
And what I think is really interesting, you know how on some of the holidays, like Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, or everybody has off from work, and people tend to be calm and quiet and focused on peace.
Wouldn't that be
right?
lovely?
Today, I think an awful lot of people will have the opportunity to be able to look at the sky. And it would be wonderful if everybody could just focus on peace, because that would create a global egregore of peace. So that would be nice.
Yeah, a lot of people stoking flames right now.
Yeah, but when we look at when we dig in and we look at the astrology for today a little closer, Mars plays a big part because we're on the Aries-Libra axis. This eclipse is happening for the Aries new moon.
Right.
So the sun and the moon are in Aries, and Chiron, the wounded healer, is right between them. And then Mars is in Pisces, and it's going to hit Saturn. It's close enough now in the orb that we're feeling that. And Jupiter is close enough in the orb of Uranus that we're feeling that. So this eclipse is a great time to kind of go within, right? Without him, there could be no darkness. Without her, there could be no light.
See, there you go.
And the sun and moon are coming together. And where you see totality, there's that ring, that golden ring, which some people feel is where we get the idea of a golden wedding band.
Like an annular thing.
That the god and goddess are marrying each other. All right. So think about where your wound is, because we all carry something.
Probably.
And I want to make sure we have enough time today to do a little bit of a meditation for people.
Oh, that'd be nice.
To recognize some things.
Yes.
And kind of let them be purged out during the eclipse.
Let it go.
Right?
Let it go.
So,
it's a good time to remove
here in the
something,
Hudson Valley, I think the time of the eclipse for us is like 3:25.
I'm not sure.
So if you could, you could start if you need 20 minutes to meditate, then start at 3:15 and go through 3:25 to maybe 3:35. That 20 minutes or whatever you can find to take a deep breath and identify and release. Right? I've said this a few times this week, but we all tend to accept what other people say about us.
Don't we?
Right?
Don't we? We stick those badges on.
You're stupid, you're fat, you're ugly, you're whatever. And the way things are aligned, it really is a time of kind of undermining our confidence or our sense of stability. Everybody's been really jittery. People have their ears ringing. They're feeling very out of sorts. So we're going to try today to do a little something for everybody so that we can get back into our sorts.
Kind of, because the most powerful tool you have is your mind, isn't it? And
Absolutely.
We think about the key word for Aries, is I am. I am. So what are you? What are you claiming?
Owning?
What are you owning? What are you? And that's the thing. Do you willingly accept the badges that others, you think that others think of you? You know what I mean?
Right.
Do you willingly accept that, or do you maybe come up with a different narrative?
We get conditioned, and we need to heal. We need to heal as individuals. We need to heal as communities, and globally. We need to heal. So, as a side note, before we get into the deep stuff.
Oh, you're going deep.
I'm going to go off on a weird tangent.
Should I go get some
Tin
aluminum foil?
Yes.
Aluminum foil.
All right. So years ago, we had somebody, and I can't remember for the life of me who it was, that was really into Nostradamus.
Oh, love it.
And, Nostradamus's quatrains are very bizarre.
They're strange.
They're like some strange occult poetry that you have to piece through to try to figure out what the hell is being talked about.
There is a deal of ambiguity there, isn't
All right. But Popeye the Sailor?
I am what I am.
I am's what I am's. Nothing to do with potatoes.
Sweet
All
potatoes.
Right. So what we have to understand first of all is these things were written in the 1550s. Uh-oh. What's that?
Oh, for goodness sakes, how
Mercury retrograde
do we
is that?
want that?
What does that say?
It says a new version of Mevo wireless webcam is available. Let's not be interfering with our cameras at this moment. We're not even using a Mevo camera. So
Well,
there.
Mercury retrograde is kind of the least of our worries today.
The Mevo's up there and turned off.
All right. So we have to realize that these things were written in the 1550s. So some of the terminology and things that he's making reference to,
Right.
he has no point of personal reference for, right? For example, when he's saying the great beasts will roar across the waters and the skies, what the hell does that mean? But he's talking about
Well, you could argue that
airplanes,
could be like
and large
jetpacks.
ships, right?
You could argue that. You could.
Right, because in the 1550s, most of the vessels were sailing vessels, or we were rowboat vessels, right?
Kind of to the environment. Yeah.
Yeah. So we have to keep that in mind when we're thinking about these quatrains. That some of the things aren't going to be direct and explicit because he had again no point of reference for what these great beasts that were roaring across the skies were.
Well, I suppose you would think. I mean, if you even when you're down now and you see an airplane take off, it is almost like animated, isn't it? And it roars and leaps into the air, kind of thing. So, yeah, I hadn't thought of that.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, I'll buy it.
So if you can imagine, there's this dude who was a doctor. So he was he knew about how herbal medicine worked and everything. And we also want to understand that doctors pretty much were alchemists, right? They knew about planetary things, and they knew about how the medicines mimicked the planets, and the body also worked to absorb these different planetary energies, and they knew about the elements and all that kind of thing. So he's got all that going on. And I hadn't thought about Nostradamus in forever.
What made you? What made you suddenly like, I'm going to stick my head into Nostradamus's, what is it, La Prophecy or whatever the darn thing book is he called or whatever? I don't know. I know nothing about him.
I don't know. It just came up in my mind last night. I've been so
dangerous.
Well, I've been in a lot of pain, and I
Well.
still am in a lot of pain, and I need something to distract me. So I couldn't fall asleep last night, and I said, I haven't thought about Nostradamus in a long time, but I'm going to go digging. And I watched a small documentary on the History Channel, but it only went up to I think 2016 or something.
Well, it's probably recorded in 2016, I guess. I don't know.
And, of course, different individuals are going to interpret different passages in different ways, right? Like, for instance, when I pull a tarot card and I tell you something, and he pulls a tarot card and he tells you something, and then others of you that are readers would look at that same card and something else would come out. So when we go across a passage of Nostradamus, we might all see it in a different way.
Right.
Or we might all interpret it in a different way.
Personal interpretation, isn't it? How do you see things? How do you read things,
Yeah.
Is it a 6? Is it a 9?
Exactly.
Right? How are you looking at it, your perspective, where you're standing?
So I am not here today to try to be some sort of bizarre prophet.
I'm definitely going for the tinfoil if you...
Nor am I here today to tell you that these conspiracy theories are real. But I just wanted to show you the power of divination.
Okay.
And, here's this guy in the 1500s scrying and seeing these beasts in the sky and all these things and writing down these lines of verbs and words and,
Quatrain.
They're called quatrains. But
that
of
must
course,
be 4 parts to it or something?
we have to understand that they've been translated as well.
Well,
right?
Much is lost in
So
translation.
much is lost in translation, and sometimes concepts are misinterpreted. So we keep that in mind. But I just thought there's some real fascination here. All right. So I'm going to read you a few of the lines that stuck out to me regarding our current times.
Our current times?
So for people who have no idea about Nostradamus, he predicted some things that were pretty fascinating. He talked about 3 antichrists, 3 leaders that would affect humanity. And in the first talk about the first quatrain, he talks about Napoleon. And he names 3 towns in France that if you take the letters from those 3 names and mix them around, you get Napoleon Roy.
Oh, like King Napoleon.
King Napoleon.
King Napoleon.
And I'd like you to keep in mind that this happened during the last time Pluto was moving from Capricorn into Aquarius.
Not Pluto again, no.
Good old Pluto.
Oh, don't do them
All
outer
right.
planets.
And then, I'm sweeping over a ton of details from those quatrains. And then he talks about Germany and the rise of a Nostradamus. Okay.
Well, people are talking about Nostradamus.
Okay. And then he talks about the second Antichrist, which he names H-I-S-T.
Hisler, isn't it?
Histler instead of Hitler. He has it wrong by a letter, which is fascinating.
Yeah.
All right. So that's when he talks about the beasts roaring in the seas and the skies and all this kind of stuff. And then there's, later on in another quatrain, he begins to talk about the third coming, the third Antichrist. And I find this quite fascinating. So this is what he says. Stained with mass murder. 1 million people died of COVID. And adultery. This great enemy of humanity will be worse than any man before him. And the next words translate to steel, fire, water, bloody, and monstrous. So it's very cryptic, lovely. Right? Stained with mass murder and adultery, this enemy of humanity will be worse than any man before him. Steel, fire, water, bloody, and monstrous. The next line is really weird. It says a name, Mabus, M-A-B-U-S. Mabus will die. Then will come a horrible undoing of people and animals when the comet falls from the sky. What the hell does that mean?
Well,
a comet falling from the sky could be a meteorite.
Could be.
But it could also be the comet that we haven't seen in like 5,000 years that's going to go across the sky.
There's a green one in there.
Right.
That green one's a long, whatever you call it.
So I did a little research into Mabus, and there were some odd interpretations of like trying to relate this name to the Bush family, or trying to relate this name to Obama. But I decided I would Google Trump and Mabus. And I came across this. Raymond Edwin Mabus is an American politician and lawyer, a member of the Democratic Party who served as the 75th United States Secretary of the Navy, but he left when Trump came into office. Mabus will soon die, then will come a horrible undoing of people and animals when the comet falls from the sky.
You better keep him alive then.
Well, I don't know
if that's the one.
I don't know if the retirement is the death. It's all very interesting. All right, next line. You couldn't make this shit up. He will be elected the governor of the army. Now, again, let's understand this is written in the 1550s, and the President of the United States wasn't even a thought. There wasn't a
United States in the 1500s.
Right. So, governor of the army. Well, he is this commander-in-chief.
If we're talking about the president. If we are, I don't know.
We don't know. All right. So there's another word in this next line, Byzantium. Byzantium. And that translates, the closest translation we would have for that is a Mecca for immigrants.
That's interesting, because Mecca's like the place of...
Byzantium, a Mecca for immigrants. Well, we're talking about these things that are written, that are being translated through Latin into, other languages get to us.
Okay, so I'm
probably
trying to
Latin into French into...
Mecca is the place where it's traditionally to do like a pilgrimage to there. So maybe the Byzantium is like this place that people make a pilgrimage to go because it's the place to be an immigrant, perhaps.
All right. Well, think about that. Where could he be?
You're tired. What is it? You're hungry.
Hungered. Your huddled
masses yearning to breathe free. I don't know.
All right. So keep that translation in mind. Byzantium. He will be elected the governor of the army. Ready? Is that from one of... Yes.
Yeah, we're talking about... Cass has actually recently joined us.
All right. Hello, yes, we're talking about Nostradamus' quatrains. I'm not trying to get on
a... tinfoil hat on.
This isn't a soapbox where I'm trying to say this is all part of our belief system.
No, we've gone in the weeds.
I just find divination absolutely, Savannah, fascinating. Ready for the next line. He will be elected the governor of the army. Are you sitting down? The false trumpet concealing madness will cause Byzantium to change its laws. The false trumpet concealing madness will cause Byzantium to change its laws. And Mecca is home to a meteor.
Yes, you are absolutely right, Sean. You are.
The Kaaba?
There is this, it's a very, very sacred thing, and it's like embedded into this thing that everybody marches around, and it's often said that's a meteor or if it lands, it's a meteorite, isn't it?
Right,
I think.
but
so
okay.
they've got a chunk of meteorite there.
But I think that Byzantium, the Mecca for immigrants, is talking about the United States. Because think of this. He will be elected governor of the army. And then it says, the false trumpet, concealing madness, will cause the Mecca for immigrants to change its law, Byzantium.
Byzantium to change its laws. Well, we could just suspend the Constitution.
Ready for the next line?
Oh dear.
The present time together with the past will be judged by the Joker. The world too late will be tired of him. And through the clergy, the oath taker is disloyal.
Oh dear.
He's selling Bibles, and in
we're getting a bit into the weeds here, but I'm loving it. So the people who were largely involved or certainly got done for seditious conspiracy were the oath keepers. And such the irony there, because you swear an oath to protect the Constitution of the United States from all enemies, foreign or domestic, and they actually tried to destroy the Constitution by overthrowing the government.
Well, forced Byzantium to change their laws.
What?
Here, read these fake electors.
It's just, I think we need to wake up and smell the fucking coffee. I don't know.
All right, so I'm going to read that again. The present time together with the past will be judged. The present time of the Pluto transit, together with the past, the Pluto transit, that the United States is having finishing their Pluto return, will be judged by the Joker. The world too late will be tired of him, and through the clergy, the oath taker is disloyal. It's cuckoo stuff. But I just think, okay, this next bit is really interesting. And again, we're just interpreters of this almost gibberish, really, right?
Run to the woods and stay there. No!
All right.
No, we actually do have an option. Pluto, we love you. Be good, Pluto.
Yeah, be good, Pluto. Yeah,
and Helena, you are not a nobody. We talked about this.
She and I are both Aquarians, and we're hosting Pluto for the next quarter of a century. Thank you very much. All right, next line.
Oh dear. And thank you everybody on the Talk of Tick for the incredible gifts. I think they were having a little gift battle there for a time. That was awesome. Thank you.
Next line. The orange one is definitely the Joker. Absolutely. Yes, because I left out things because there's also, I don't want to be targeted, but there's things that describe his face and hair and all kinds of things. But anyway, all right, next line. The year of the Great Seven. It will appear at the time of the games of slaughter, not far from the great millennial age, when the buried will go out of their tombs, linked to this Hermes.
This is curious, isn't it?
All right.
What the hell now?
So I looked at different people's interpretations of the year of the Great Seven. And one of the Nostradamus subscribers said, well, that's 2023. 2, 2, 3 is a 7. All right. Somebody else said, no, it's 2025 because 2 and 5 is 7. But I always get upset when they forget about the 2 or the 19, right?
Yeah, but it depends where you start counting.
But we do have that interesting project 2025 or whatever it's called. All right. So
scary.
in the year of the Great Seven, it will appear at the time of the Games of Slaughter.
It kind of worries me a bit. It sounds like the Hunger Games or something.
Well, there's an
horrible
awful
like
lot
that.
of people being killed and starving and destroyed.
Yeah, and the wars, pestilence, disease. Oh, it's all lovely, isn't it?
Not far from the Great Millennial Age, which we're calling that group of people millennials, right? When the buried will go out from their tombs, is this the old gods stirring? Or is this actually places of great ancestor reverence being destroyed?
Periodic cicadas as well. We've actually got
well,
two
yeah.
broods going to come out this year.
When the buried will come out of their tombs? All right. Hermes
Trismegistus?
is Mercury.
Ah, yes, depicted as thus. Yes.
And Mercury rules Virgo and Gemini, and Trump is a Gemini, but we're also having this Mercury retrograde.
No disrespect for Geminis, but he is certainly two-faced.
So I thought, well, 2023, that could work, or it could be talking about 2025. But then one of my wonderful astrology friends, Esther Francis, shout out to Esther, who lives in California now.
Chicka.
Yep. She worked at the shop as well. She's an Aries, and so she's on about this eclipse. And she said that there's a friend of hers called Dr. Alex Ling, who's a Chinese astrologer, who suggests that during this energy today, we all focus on the great Earth grid and send a higher love and vibration to the planet. Because through his calculations, this eclipse is part of a 7,000 year cycle.
When that's not just the cycle of the eclipses, because that's
but it's astronomically
with the rest of
with
the
everything
planets
that's going
aligned.
on. It's completing a 7,000 year cycle. The year of the Great Seven.
Sevens are kind of important, aren't they?
All right.
So we got an opportunity to raise our vibration, or should we just try and find a way off the planet? What are we trying to?
I think we're trying to what?
Paris Olympics this year. Well, there you go.
What does that mean?
I'm not sure, but Paris has the Olympics this year.
Well,
They're in France.
Okay.
The Olympic Games,
But what does that mean for the quatrain, Sean?
I don't
All
know.
Right. Next line. Someone has betrayed him. So now he is engaged in the name of religion. He talks of blood.
Oh, I think of another quote I could come up with,
But will end up swimming in it.
These people are...
Oh, the games of slaughter. Oh, very possible. Yes.
Oh, no, God, no. Hang on. There was a horrible thing, and I don't know if you guys remember this, the Munich Olympics in 1971, when the Baader Meinhof gang actually murdered several Israeli athletes there, if I recall correctly. It was that. Some historian, Sean, you're a historian, chime in on that. I'm trying to remember. Was it 1971 Olympics, Munich, and that horrible terrorist attack? And France has elevated its threat to its most extreme level right now. Anyway.
All right.
We'll carry
Someone
on.
has betrayed him, so now he's engaged in the name of religion. He talks of blood. There'll be a bloodbath.
Yeah,
but he will end up swimming in it. That's very interesting.
Yeah, and poisoning the blood of our country. Come on. That's just not right.
Now, what do we know about the word vanquished? What does that sound? What does that mean to you?
Well, will you vanquish a foe? It would be vanquished. Gosh.
What does vanquish mean to you? Come on, chime in, people.
Anton, sorry. It was 72. somebody said it was 72.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, it probably
Appreciate
wasn't
that.
even
Well,
numbered years because it goes in fours, doesn't it?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you for sorting me out there. Yeah.
Last night when the angels were channeling, they said 7 times 7 times 7. It was 1972, goes down in history of Munich massacre.
Yeah,
Vanquished
thank you.
means sent away. Thank you, Geraldine. Okay. Vanquished, defeated. All right. Next line. Ready? And then I only have 2 more things to say.
Okay.
Next line. The Great Senate. The Great Senate will ordain the triumph for the one who afterwards will be vanquished. Driven out at the sound of the trumpet of his adherents. There will be put up for sale the possessions and the enemies expelled.
Interesting. All right. Yeah. No, this is. There are sometimes we should be concerned. I mean, obviously, there's an awful lot you can read into Nostradamus's predictions, and they are a little bit out there and a little bit weird and wonderful. And hindsight's always 20/20, isn't it? It's always.
I love the sale of the
20/20.
possessions, though. That's
Well,
just
it could come
wild.
to that. So apparently, the bond the guys just put up may not be worth the paper it's written on. Because the company doesn't have the money or whatever to actually support it. And it's interesting though that the company, whoever it is, Specialty Insurance, I forget their name, but they prey upon subprime borrowers, with predatory lending practices, which is, come on. I mean, how forgive me, how evilly Trumpian is that? It's just.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So please understand, we try really hard not to be political,
Sometimes you have to.
but I really feel that now, so many people are so concerned for the well-being of humanity,
Absolutely.
of the earth,
Absolutely.
and are really worried about what's going to happen.
Yep.
So what I want us to take from this is all is not lost. And in the past, the other 2, Napoleon and Hitler, were
defeated.
both defeated.
They were vanquished, yeah.
Right? So all may not be lost right now. I want people to do their homework and try to help their friends and try to help themselves understand that 1 and 1 is 10, and we can make a difference, right? If you can talk to one of your family members or one of your friends or one of the people in your community and help them to understand what's at stake, you may very well be able to shift things in the direction they need to go.
I think so. I when all of the evils of the world came out of Pandora's box, all that remained was hope.
Yeah.
And hope is, we've got Marlene Mabus, possibly a play on MAGA. Make American Byzantine, United States, Byzantine, highly complex or intricately, occasionally devious. Interesting.
Well, you never know.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I have no idea. There's lots of people chiming in. We can only see a tiny little bit of the chats that come up on the tick of talk because we're using our phone, unfortunately.
But I just think that it's fascinating, right?
Yeah. Well, thank you for all the gifts and liking the live and all that fun stuff. Yes, and for
But yeah, I could see that play as well. But I just thought that was fascinating that there was actually
a Mabus who was
Mabus.
Secretary of the Navy.
Oh, we got a corgi. Oh my God, that's funny. Oh.
Who sent us the corgi butt? Borrowed it from the Buckingham Palace.
I didn't go far enough to see Logan. I stopped now, but I do like that he says he will be vanquished, driven out at the sound of the trumpet, and that his possessions will be for sale. So I'm thinking we're going to be okay. All right.
Gosh.
So now, what I'd like us to do is...
We're going to do a little meditation, aren't we? We're just
meditation.
going to like try and
Right.
put some positive stuff out there. Why don't we do that?
That's what we're going to do. Now, people who hang out with me know about planets and chakras, microcosm, macrocosm, all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
But what we're going to do now is focus on positive energy and close your eyes and take a nice deep breath. And just try to shake off all the chatter in your mind, all the unrest and crazy that's going on around you. You know, just come into your I am.
I am, yeah.
And think, I am calm.
That's a good start.
All right? So let's just come into that space, into that heart center space. All right. Now focus on base chakra. And do a little check there. Here's where we feel secure and safe and focused. Is there anything here in base chakra that you think doesn't serve you? Is there anything that you're holding on to here? I am. How do you finish that here? I am safe.
I am protected.
I am protected.
I am secure.
I am secure.
I am stable.
I am stable.
I am on firm ground.
Okay. Is there something there that's fighting that? And if there is, imagine it going into a little bag, into a little drawstring bag. And now we're going to come up into spleen chakra. And this is our physical body. I am healthy.
I am fit.
I am fit. I am able. I am well.
I am flexible.
I am flexible.
I am agile.
I am courageous. Is there anything here that you feel conflicts with that? Is there something here that's telling you you're not well or that you're not able? If there is, imagine taking it and putting it into that little drawstring bag. And now we're going to come up into solar plexus. I am confident. I am independent. I am able. I have great gut instinct. Is there anything here conflicting with that? Do you not feel confident? Do you feel codependent? Is there something here you want to take out and put in that little bag? All right. Now we're going to move up into heart center. I am worthy.
I am loved.
I am loved.
I am loving.
I am love. Right? I am peaceful.
I am compassionate.
I am compassionate. I am calm. I am whole and complete. Is there anything in here that conflicts with that? Take it out and put it in the little drawstring bag. And we're going to come up into throat center. I am creative. I am able to communicate clearly.
I understand.
I understand.
I can express myself.
Is there anything here that conflicts with that? Take it out, put it in the little bag. Then come up into third eye. I am a visionary.
I have wonderful intuition.
I have wonderful intuition. I trust my intuition.
I am perceptive.
I am able to discern what's right for me and what's not. If there's anything that conflicts with that, take it out, put it in the bag. All right. And now come up into crown chakra. Come up into crown chakra. This is our connection to the big good thing. And I believe. I believe.
I believe.
I understand. I trust. I know.
I am part of the universe singing in praise of itself.
I am aligned with the universe and the deities and love. And is there anything here that brings doubt or conflicts with that? I am part of the universe singing in praise of itself. And put that in the little bag. Now draw the drawstring and tie a knot or 3. And today, during the eclipse, release those wounds. Release them out. Imagine that the deepest, darkest parts of those wounds are the moon putting all of those dark things aside. And when the sun returns, they're being burned away. Okay? So recognize where the wounds are, and you have a couple more hours to think about this. Where are the wounds? Where are the things that you're carrying that you shouldn't be, that are no good for your highest good? All right? And I think we're going to do just a little bit of a positive I am thing. Okay?
Okay.
And wherever you are, you can say out loud, when I do the I am, you can say healthy. I am able. I am deserving. I am wealthy. I am kind. I am loving. Whatever you want to fill in there, okay? I am. I am. I am. I am. I am. I am the ocean. I am the sea. I know the greatest power flows through you and me. I am healthy. I am
Loving.
able. I am. I am. I am. I am.
Peaceful.
I am.
Safe.
I am. I am. I am. I am the ocean. I am the sea. I know the greatest power flows through you and me. And just think about how amazing life would be if everybody was just kind.
Yep. In a world where you can be anything, be kind. Seriously. It changes it. Those simple, tiny little acts of kindness, you know? Anything, just smiling at a complete stranger, opening a door for a complete stranger, letting somebody cut in line in front of you, listening when somebody wants to speak. These These simple acts of kindness is what changes the world. We've spent too much time focused on what's wrong, what's broken, pointing fingers at other. They're the fault. They're the ones at fault. Polarizing. Oh, thank you.
That's cute.
Thank you.
TikTok is really funny.
I'm digging TikTok, actually. It's kind of cool. We see some cool things going on there. I just wish we could see more on the screen. But you TikTokers, if you follow us, apparently when we get to 10,000, we can tie our own little broadcast suite of live stream studio into it, and then we can do a better picture, and we'll see what's going on and all that fun stuff. So,
all right. So yeah,
be kind.
Take your bag. Take that bag, and all of those things that you want to burn away, and sit in that dark few minutes, imagining that the darkness is leaving you. It's in the bag, and then let the sun return and burn it away.
Yep.
And don't forget to fill the spots that you cleared out with love and light and happiness and worthiness, right?
Absolutely.
So when you go out there and you look and that sun returns, let that fill you back up with light, right? So you're taking out the darkness, right? Out of the darkness and into the sun. Yeah?
Isn't that? Oh, that's a beautiful thing. That's it.
All right. So our card for the week.
Oh, why not? Why not we do? Oh, I'm sorry.
I
Hurty,
moved
hurty,
wrong.
creaky, creaky.
False prophets appearing real.
It's the king of cupcakes. Look.
I don't know if we told you about that.
No, but
you're
you're gonna go for it.
We're working with our tarot artist, and I said we really have to do something about the King of Cups crown because he looks like the King of Cupcakes, right? Have you ever looked at his
They
crown?
look like he's got
Looks
cupcakes.
like he's got 3 cupcakes.
Pull out your tarot cards now and look. So yeah, I think this is a card calling for discernment this week and not believing everything that's foisted at you. Okay. The King of Cups does indicate to somebody who will perhaps, spin a yarn and pull at your heartstrings or affect you emotionally in some way, but not necessarily based in truth and honesty. So let me ask you, or let me tell you one thing which will always work 100% of the time. When anybody tells you anything, when anybody asks you to buy into whatever it is you're buying into, right? Ask yourself the question, am I coming at this from a place of love? If the answer is anything other than yes, it's a falsehood.
All right. I think this has to do with things that are going to be happening over the next few months, even though this is our card of the week. And I kind of see this guy as the illusionist, right? We thought a lot when in the deck that we're doing. Oh, I don't want to light him on fire.
Don't burn him.
That'll be
Well,
an
burn
alchemy.
him out, Father.
We thought a lot about this card when, again, when we're working with the tarot artist, and we said, why is he got the cup for the suit, and then there's these other cups over here, and this is the card for Cancer timing, but when I did a little more meditating and digging, I realized that the cup on his throne and the cup in his hand look very much like something called Neptune's sponge.
Well, Neptune's cup.
Or Neptune's cup. And
it's a sponge.
It's a sponge that grows deep in the ocean. And then I thought about, well, the planet Neptune is kind of that veil or that energy of illusion. And Saturn has moved into Pisces, which is ruled by Neptune. And I think that we are all in for illusion in some way, right? We're either going to have an illusion about ourselves and, things may not be as they appear. We may have illusions about relationships, that may have to do with personal relationships,
Right.
or work relationships. It's a great time of kind of fear, right? False expectations appearing real.
Well, that's a cute one. It's also F everything and run.
Right?
In
But
both
I really think that this week, because of the eclipse, that's kind of an illusion, a liminal, right?
It is, isn't it? Can you imagine if you had no knowledge of that, pre-knowledge?
In ancient times, and the lights went out, ooh,
And then
there were
there's
comets in the
and there's
sky,
comets visible. and
right?
One of them's green.
Wild. One of them's green, crazy,
Run away!
right?
And one of them looks like the devil.
So I really think this week is about getting through those illusions. Is this real?
Yeah.
Is this just something I'm putting on myself that really doesn't belong? Is this something somebody else is experiencing that's overflowing into my space? And again, please, 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 when you let go of that bag today, fill those spaces.
Nature abhors a vacuum.
Fill those spaces with love and light and stability and peace and comfort
kindness.
and kindness and great expression. You know, don't leave those places that you peeled that creepy stuff out of empty. Fill it up with good stuff so it doesn't get filled back up with stuff you don't want. All right.
Fear is only the second most powerful force in the universe.
Love is the
Love
is the strongest.
Love is the strongest. Love will conquer all at the end of the day, and that's the beautiful thing about it. And we as spiritually aware people are in a position to redress the balance, and it's the tiny little things that make the big differences. And if you're too big to do the little things, believe me, you're too little to ever do the big things. So just really practice kindness in everything, in your approach to everything, and particularly in your approach to yourself. Above all, be kind to yourself.
Oh, false evidence appearing real, yes.
Well, yeah, it's another one. But yeah, there you go. And thank you, everybody. Gosh, what a wild ride it's been. I mean,
rabbit holes, they're fun things.
But aren't they just? I think we went off in the weeds today. And if you're just joining us now, you really
should go back.
You really need to go back. I mean, if you're on the Talk of Tick, I know it's very ephemeral on the Talk of Tick, and you can't go back and pre-watch.
But you could go to
But you can go to our YouTube station
if you missed
which
the
is
beginning. Yeah.
Awareness Shop at Awareness Shop, and you will see us there, and you can watch the whole darn thing from start to finish.
Or do that meditation again if you wanted to.
Thank you for singing. That was beautiful.
Well, I
really,
miss singing. I love singing.
You just sang.
I did.
So, ergo, you can't miss it. You just did it.
I thought it was really funny. We were on Zoom the one night. Remember? We were zooming out a circle.
Oh, right.
And I was singing to the computer, and what came up? It said something about...
So turn on original audio for musicians or something, like high fidelity audio or whatever. So, all right then, I guess we, sounds too good to be compressed, which is
funny.
good, but that's kind of nice.
All right.
You have to go for an ultrasound tomorrow? Well, that.
A lot of us are doing all kinds of things. I wouldn't submit to any surgery while Mars is conjunct Saturn, though.
Yeah, especially if it's elective. Don't elect for it to go later. But yeah, the past life stuff was interesting. Yeah, I give you that.
She said she felt like she knew the song from a past life.
Oh, really? Oh.
Going to lay out clothes on the lawn to freak out the God botherers.
Who was somebody posted? I'm going to fill up a whole ton of blow-up dolls with helium in them. Let them go.
Say it's the rapture.
It's the rapture. Come the rapture, we'll have the world to ourselves, and we'll take better care of it. I promise you.
Yeah, come the rapture, the pagans will inherit the earth, so it'll be all good.
Yeah.
Everybody else is going to fly up to heaven, right? We're going to stay here.
Are we going to see the April Taroscopes this month soon? I didn't seem to get them in your email.
Oh, there was an email. Actually, scroll down.
We sent them in an email, but she hasn't recorded because her back's been out and she wasn't too well. We haven't actually recorded a video of them yet.
No, but we did send an email for karma points, and if you scroll down, they're there.
No, it's not the karma points one. It's the one before the karma points one.
Oh, okay.
So,
I mean, I have it here. I just haven't recorded it.
Well, yeah. Let's not do it now. Not
Well,
this thing.
I'll do
Not this-
Taurus for Savannah, just because we have a minute.
All right then.
Taurus, the moon.
The moon.
You may find you are a little more aggressive than usual this month. Try to hold back a little so you don't end up burning any bridges. You may also uncover some untruths that upset you. But again, work hard to get to the bottom of it all in a peaceful manner so you don't end up biting off your nose to spite your face. Above all, be cautious not to repeat any gossip until you've verified the truth, and to be sure not to get caught up in other people's messes.
How apt and appropriate, considering the card of the week that went with that as well. Oh, goodness gracious me. I don't know. I love it. Yeah. God, what are you going to do? You're going to be kind. That's what you're going to do. You're going to be kind. And be kind to your eyes as well. Don't be daft and stare directly into the sun. This is not good for a person. All right? Protect your eyesight. I am not qualified to provide guidance on how best to do that. Consult a reliable source.
Well, if you don't have Eclipse glasses by now, I don't know where you're going to get them. But
you can.
All right, folks, we're off to do our admin and all the other fun Monday stuff that we do.
Yes.
And normal reading will be resumed next week. But I felt like in light of this...
most auspicious event, if it's auspicious.
Oh, you could read your sun sign and your rising sign if you're into that. Absolutely.
Yeah, why
but
not?
We did send an email. So.
You did. If you're on our mailing list, you will have got that email, and they were there. Gosh, blessed solar eclipse and blessed be.
Blessed be everybody.
Right back at you, Ash.
Have a wonderful afternoon.
Ash got our #1 gifter badge, so there you go.
Oh,
thank
my
you.
goodness.
Thank you for all those superb, wonderful things that you threw at us, and I love the corgi.
The corgi was really cute. She sent a
little
corgi.
butt. He came and wagged its butt at us.
All right.
It's too
all right,
funny.
thank you all.
All right, so
Be
we're
blessed,
going to
be
go
well.
forth.
Don't succumb to the crazy.
No, don't be crazy. Be kind. Be kind.
Send out love. Send out love.
Well, everybody said what a wonderful show today, so thank you. Maybe
Blessed be.
maybe
Maybe
we'll
they
do
like
more. Maybe we'll do more in the weed stuff going forward.
Nostradamus' quatrains.
I don't know about Nostradamus. He's Anyway.
I'd forgotten all about it, but then when it came up last night, I said, "Oh God, you know."
Why not?
But
why not? We'll
who knows,
tinfoil
people?
hats to the fore.
Who knows?
All right. Yes, please do mash the like button before you leave,
Yes,
because
please,
there's a lot more people been watching than pressing the like button. So
All
it
right.
helps us be less of a well.
Have a great day.
Thank you.
Enjoy
we love
the
you
week.
guys.
We'll see you on Monday.
We'll
Bye.
see you. We'll see you real
Blessed
soon.
be.
Is that out, or am I going to burn myself?
You're out.
Okay.
It's out.
We're out. Bye for now.
What a wild day.
Hold on, got to do this here. Bye.
Bye.